In Virginia. In Virginia.
Thank you. How about you, Alucci? Anybody else? Let's see who else we got here. Thanks for typing in the chat box. I see some people. Sarah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, so I just recently bought my first home. I'm using the basement for Airbnb. It's a 5-bedroom home in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And so the basement's being rented out for Airbnb on my way to be a super host. And
Nice.
then thanks. And then I'm renting out the other remaining rooms. And so the goal is to house hack at least next year and maybe the year after. And next year, I'm planning to get into DC, get into a quad. Actually, I was on Grid and I heard the story of the guy who did the quad in DC or the triplex in DC and was able to house hack in Northwest, got a really beautiful brownstone. So that's been a goal. That's the goal, is to get a quad in DC next year. And then from there, kind of, keep moving on.
Awesome. Let's talk about it, and we can connect you with Joe. He's a great guy. Tawanda and then Cherie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tawanda Thomas, and I'm actually a real estate agent, but yeah, well, Carlos Garcia's reputation definitely precedes him. So when I saw that he was going to be speaking on how to find properties other than on MLS, I definitely had to join, because I am interested in finding other properties other than looking on Bright. So I am a new investor, been through a couple of programs already, definitely interested in multifamily properties here in the district where I'm located, as well as probably like Northern Virginia. Just hoping to learn how to do that and where to do that. I don't do like driving for dollars and all of that. And so, if that is something that I need to do, then I can try to incorporate that in my day, but just trying to figure out other ways to do that. And that's what I also hope to benefit from this group.
Awesome. We'll definitely be getting into that. Cherie, this is where we need the money.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Cherie, and I'm with Simply Funded. We are hard money lenders, so we fund your projects within a 50-mile radius of Reston, Virginia. I also have access to money if you need money for marketing or operations. In my past life, that was what I did, was help businesses raise capital. Yeah, consider me your money honey.
Your money honey. What are rates looking at right now, Cherie? Is it dry? Are your investors looking?
Yeah, so we have people with money. We have about $5 million we're looking to deploy. Our rates right now are looking about 10% on the hard money side. But if you need fast closing, like we had somebody contact us yesterday that needs closing by the end of the week, those types of things we can close within 10 days.
Woo. And do you do buy holds or just fix?
Yeah, we have access to people who can do buy and holds, also refi as well. So like we had another borrower call us and wanted, owned a house free and clear and wanted to BRRRR and use, that first property for refinance. And we gave her some rates for that.
Oh, that's awesome. I might want to contact you.
Perfect.
And then I see people chiming in the chats. Thank you. Chris, you want to chime in? All right, I realize we want to be on time. So let's set the stage. If you are a real estate investor or full-time real estate agent, you are in the sales and marketing business. So it's about marketing for finding deals. You either have to find someone that has a big marketing budget, or you have to you have to have a lot of money to market. So nothing happens until you get a lead, and that only happens through prospecting, networking, and marketing. So you do have to show up. You have to pay to play. or you're going to pay the price. It's important that you are purposeful. You can waste a lot of valuable time and money if you don't have great plans or models to copy and implement. So yeah, driving for dollars is great. Make sure you have what's called a buy box. Does everybody know what a buy box is? So I should be receiving inboxes or emails of your buy box. Neighborhoods. So buy box is your top 3 neighborhoods, right? How much you're purchasing it for. If it has a basement or attic. I know Chad is all about the attics because that gives additional square footage. And you have to have a buy box. So when I come across a property, I could send it to you. And you do that to as many realtors as possible. Some people even market realtors consistently to say, hey, I'm a buyer and I'm willing to pay all cash for this, this, and this, right? And you know, Montgomery County, specifically Silver Spring, and the 209 whatever zip code, and they have a very specific criteria with a basement, no more than $400,000. I provide value add with tenants, so I have a off-market property with tenants, but they can't get out, so you need to pay the tenants because it's DC. So I'm okay with that because I understand, and that's part of my buy box. So the goal is to create predictable opportunities and revenue by becoming the dominant force in any vertical you decide to go after. We call the approach zone, and it's the ultimate sales and marketing system designed to help you zone it and own it. Z is for zero in on your target market. So zero in, research and select, develop your value proposition, and build your brand. So it is your own company. You have to come up with it. And this is how you're going to find deals, is by researching neighborhoods. Some people have we call it geo farm. I guess zone is the new term. O is for own the mind share of your market. So start with prospecting, build through networking, multiply through marketing. So that's a great way to kind of visualize it. You could go small by prospecting and doing the dollars for doors, or dialing for dollars, or you build it through your network, or you multiply it through marketing, and that's where your money is. But you don't want to spread your money too thin. You want to make sure it goes intentionally. You know, postcards, handwritten notes. Prospecting. What is prospecting? This is outbound activity, and you are trading time for leads. So yeah, the more money you have, the more marketing you do. The less money, the more activities like prospecting you're going to have to do. You can make offers on listed properties. That's going to take you a while, or have a realtor doing it. Checking newspaper, Craigslist, Facebook, and local sources for deals, listings. Going door to door, calling FSBOs. So Zillow is a great way, FSBO, to find off-market properties. So you go to Zillow and you say, you know, for rent, for sale, you go for sale, and then you narrow it down, and there's for sale by owners. Boom, right there, you call them up. That's off-market. Network. This is letting your world know that your business you are in and how you can help. So you definitely want to, in these investment forums, even with your family and friends, start talking about it. I am, building a company. I'm looking to acquire a property in, Kingstown, Virginia. 400,000. If you know of any neighbors. So sellers know sellers, owners know owners looking to sell for the right price. Become a connector, add value to others, build a dream team. We cover this here in Grid. And then marketing. So Market Pro is probably one of the biggest. Express Home Buyers is another one. So if you want to Google those two, get on their buying buyers list. Those are the two biggest marketing companies for wholesale deals. There's small wholesalers and big wholesalers. We work with both. So we do get off market, but they have small marketing budgets, right? These guys are behemoths. They're huge, and they get a lot. So if you get in there, if you send Lisa from Market Pro or Express Home Buyers your buy box, they might give you some leads first. And I'll drop that, and I'll include these links in the follow-up email. So I'm not doing too much at once. So zone, nurture, and grow. So you do have to keep a tab on the people that you meet in these networking groups and follow the leads. So incubate your database, create digital content, convert to leads. So you want to be making sure that they have value add. Empower. So educate the community, be a resource. People are going to be you as a local economist or a local realtor expert. Attend and host events and enable engage in local businesses. You'll be surprised about the local businesses and what they know about your neighbors. So any questions the guru is here, Carlos Garcia. What do you think about zone? What do you think about this finding your deals? And what I just went through.
A couple of real practical ones in there. Tawanda, did any of that resonate for you? Are you still with us? She was saying that she's curious what she's going to have to do, if she's going to have to change her activities. I think one where you don't have to drive around electronically is to find FSBOs and expireds. And she's a realtor, so she can do it. She can do her research in the MLS if she wants to. But even a non-realtor could be calling those Zillow FSBO people. A lot of times you find people who are FSBO and expired, and it's a matter of finding them at the right moment. So you have to make a lot of outreach. Hopefully you get a hold of somebody. You really might not get a hold of them. But then even if you get a hold of them, it's really, did I find them at that moment where they were really ready to flex and finally move on with it, let go of their unrealistic expectations. Sometimes the problem is, they tried it with another realtor and they were priced too high, and now they're actually ready to talk. Other times with the FSBO, it's just that, they marketed terribly. They marketed their property terribly. They shot themselves in the foot. People want to see something interesting online before they'll go visit it. And they didn't post anything attractive. And they also weren't responsive because they've got their job. They thought they could handle the FSBO piece, but they weren't really responding quickly. They missed opportunities. And so you're catching them when they're tired. So catch a FSBO when they're tired, or you catch an expired when they're finally ready to price it for real. And the timing can really be the key. So you got to make those outbound attempts to get a hold of those people. Those are things you can do. I'm not sure if Tawanda is with us, but if you're someone like her who doesn't want to drive around, those are things you could do from your desk to try to connect with people. And it's a long shot, so it's a low percentage. So you got to really work it a lot, and that's one of the things Nick is very good at. Nick is very persistent. He's never going to stop trying. And a discouraging morning doesn't mean he couldn't have an encouraging afternoon. Just keep at it. And then the other way is to be out there on the streets. Who was it early in this meeting who was saying that, was it Wes? That he's driving around. Talk to us, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I'm doing, I'm mostly just driving around specifically in Springfield and Alexandria, kind of around Kingstown area. So mostly looking at single family homes. And there's not a terrible amount of properties that are kind of like in absolute disrepair, since a lot of HOAs are kind of in this area. But you can definitely find ones that you can see that they haven't been taken care of. The individuals that probably live there are older, so the grass is very grown. There's stuff that's the lawn's just not generally taken care of, and you can just jot down their name, the address that you see, and it's pretty easy to find their contact information on Google. And then also you can look at county tax information to try to pull their name. But that's pretty much all I've been doing, and then I just give them a call and pretty much say, hey, do you know if there's anybody in the area that's looking to sell the properties? I'm in the residential redevelopment game, and kind of just give them the spiel. And then I have planned follow-up postcards that I'm also doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes some creativity, some persistence, and like you're an investigator. You're on the streets, taking little tidbits of information, trying to string together a lead, follow that lead, figure out, what the motivation is. I mean, it's almost like, like you're an investigator. You're poking around, you're sniffing around, you're asking people questions. Some people are wondering what the hell you're doing there. It's not like very comfortable. It's a little bit outside of most people's comfort zone. Some people seem to like it. I noticed Nick will talk to anyone on the street. So certain people are more wired.
The listings I get from the street guys. You know how many houses and sellers that say, "Hey Nick, sell my property, buy it." So many. And I just put some down here. Who else got some? Jad, where do you get your deals from? I put Express Home Buyers, Market Pro, Investor Lift, which is kind of a co-op of different wholesalers that post their deals there. I love Investor Lift. Did you know these, Wes?
No, I've heard of Market Pro, but not the others.
Investor Lift? Oh, you got to get on Investor Lift. Then I go to the courthouse. Who goes to the courthouse? I mean, that's a simple trick. Go see who's getting foreclosed on. See who's going through probate. I go to the courts. I have someone go to the courts. I get probate leads. I pay for them. I mean, we pay for leads. You pay to play. You get you can either do the Google ads. We've done Google Analytics, and Carlos knows how much he spends on Google, but he doesn't know how it works. But he knows that if he spends a certain amount of money on Google ads, he's going to get X amount of leads. Oh, thanks. Batch leads. I did not know that. Sure.
Yeah, Rob uses that.
Who uses that?
Rob Chavez.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm.
Batch leads. Thank you.
You're
Got
welcome.
You got a nugget, Nick.
I love it. That's why I'm
Yeah.
on here.
I also
I make 20 grand off of that one link right there.
I
Yeah, thank you.
also curate
care for
other
them.
wholesalers just from the grid meetings as well and from the Facebook groups. So, as a lender, like part of my mission is to help people find properties as well. So, I will just outreach every once in a while. I'll post something in the Facebook groups saying, "Hey, who's a wholesaler? I want to be added to your buyers list and I want to chat with you."
Great script, man.
Mm-hmm. And wholesalers love to talk, so
They do.
it's not that difficult.
Our clients are wholesalers, right, Carlos? Or they reform.
We definitely have clients who are wholesalers or developers and wholesalers, or developers who will wholesale occasionally, or wholesalers who will develop occasionally.
Why would you do that? Why would you give away a deal, Carlos? Why would these guys that develop big deals want to give away some?
They want to develop some deals. They want to keep the deal flow coming, so they're constantly learning about deals. Sometimes they're learning about more deals than they've got the capacity to execute on. Sometimes they really need to focus on what they've already got going. Other times it's a deal that they're in plenty of deals, so they're not desperate for one, but someone else who needs their first deal or doesn't have as much going on will run a pro forma that doesn't quite look as profitable or maybe looks a little more risky. Some people are at the top of the food chain, and there's too much for them to eat up there, so they can eat, develop some deals and they can dish some others out.
I love that, Carlos, because go to the guy that has 40, because that next opportunity that he's going to buy, he's not going to pay as much for it, or he's going to pay less for it because he's fat and happy, right? So a $500,000 deal doesn't look as good as a person to him as to a person that's like salivating over, oh man, it's off market, and that happens a lot. It happens a lot. So if you are last to the party, you are happy to get anything or something that looks good. And in most cases, it might be smart for you all to network with big developers, which we could connect you with, which I have done on this device here, and Carlos has too, to developers. And whenever they don't want something, they say, hey, I have a condo development project. Already got plans and permits. This might be up your alley. Or I just got done with my value add is going through the short sale process. We got it approved. The mortgage was $1 million, and we got it down to 750. So they did the legwork, and they're willing to sell it to you for X amount, right? And you get to decide whether you want that or not. And depending on how qualified you are, how ready you are, you got with Cherie, you got your financing in place, you got your mentor. You got to be ready when the ball is passed to you, right? You don't want to be the joke when they give you a deal and you're not ready for it. So, attending these meetings, getting your financing in order, that's probably the number one thing, or having a buy list. So here are the Facebook groups to join. It's the Grid. Let me see. Grid Facebook group. So there, and Cherie, you said you find deals on this website, or people exchange.
I
deals?
find wholesalers on the Facebook group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I put
I
this.
think that people post deals every once in a while on the Facebook group as well. Yes.
And this is Aggregates News. So if you wanted to explore this, this is a, I don't know if Chad uses the Maryland, Delaware District Press. This public notice is of foreclosure. So Frederick County, Maryland. So you can find good deals here of what's being foreclosed on. And this is the address here. So you can find it. It's public records. Foreclosure in Charles County. So you can find deals here, and they give you the terms of the sale. So this is on mddcnews.com, public notes. Cherie, batch leads.
Yes, sir.
Do you know much about this? I don't know.
We have a subscription, so yes, I've used it. So it's similar to PropStream. I don't know much about Market Pro deals, but it's similar to PropStream, where you're able to put in, hey, I want all of the absentee owners within either this county or the city or the zip code, or, pre-foreclosures or anything like that. You're able to capture the information. And then there's something called, they have skip tracing as well with this service.
Cherie, slow down.
Sorry.
Let me get a pen and paper here.
Okay.
So you're telling me this thing looks up addresses, and absentee means they're not living there?
Yes, absentee means that they're not living there. And the strategy that some people are using right now is, after COVID and everything, or with the market, people want to rebalance their portfolio. So you can reach out to landlords, and the script that Rob suggested in Grid was, instead of saying, hey, you want to sell your property to me, ask the landlord, hey, just wondering if you're looking to buy any new properties now. Because that changes the conversation. And instead of them being on the defensive, then they're like, yeah, I'm looking to buy right now, or no, I'm not. And then you're able to take the conversation from there. Well, what are you looking to buy? Some people are also looking to sell properties. Are you thinking about selling anything? And then you could become a matchmaker for landlords. And then also understanding, like he did a whole 55-minute session on it, but understanding what to say to a person if they have a tenant in the property and the lease isn't up yet, like different ways to handle that, etc. So
maybe I should take one of Rob's courses.
Yeah, it's actually free. It's in the Facebook group. It was one of the sessions he did a couple of weeks ago.
That's awesome. We do
Yeah.
subscribe. I'm picking on Wes because he's the new guy. Hey, Wes, have you ever heard of PropStream or this website Batch Leads?
Upstream, yes. Batch leads in.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're a little equipped with it. I saw the property on Gales, so I I had some time. I prospect around it, and I pulled up people that had equity. And Cherie mentioned skip tracing. So skip tracing is like the FBI technology takes the addresses, takes the names, and spits out phone numbers. Now you got to be careful not to call the do not call list. We're not, full disclosure, but you take those numbers and you either email or call them or text them or door knock. And the cool thing about it is it does give you some really good data. So it is a little bit more legwork. I think we pay a subscription monthly price, and then you pay per lead. So you have your skip tracer, 12 cents a lead. You have campaigns, and I think so around Gales, I was able to filter out people that didn't live in the area. Does anybody want me to run a scenario under PropStream?
Yes, please run a scenario.
All right, Jad, where are you looking to buy? Actually, Carlos, where was that property in?
Where am I looking to buy?
Yeah.
Like to rehab or to like buy for my family?
Oh, good question. Are you looking for your family?
No, I just bought a house in Oakton.
Oh, nice. No, to rehab.
Great
All right, I
schools.
want to rehab somewhere around the Beltway. Like Silver Spring is really hot. Can we rehab in Silver Spring?
Are you
Yeah.
talking about like Wheaton 20902?
Yeah, anything around that's the Kemp Mill neighborhood. That's really hot. But anything in Silver Spring flies. So and anything between 300 to 750 purchase price.
All right, so
That's
let's
pretty broad.
Yeah, I mean it all sells. Anything below 800 flies.
what was the zip code? Carlos knows the zip code's 20902.
I think it's 201902. Carlos, what's the zip code for Silver Spring?
Let's see.
Carlos, the zip code for Silver Spring?
209 20901 20902. Let's see. Let's bring up a map. All right, so if I punch in, so that is the Wheaton 20902, and I have a filter, and I want to say no owner occupied. And Cherie, you say vacant.
It should be absentee owner.
I know. Let's see.
I know it's in there somewhere because I've pulled it before.
Auctions, bankruptcy. Wow, you could even do bankruptcy. Zombie properties, pre-probate. So you have a whole
Oh, well, you
list.
have the owner occupied as no. So
Yeah. So I
yeah,
think this is absentee.
that's the absentee. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's vacant or occupied. It could be
Or
any.
occupied. Yeah, you could say any.
Okay.
And
Uh,
like I did like between 100,000 and 400,000 in my county. So like you can even say what the value, like you're not looking for the McMansion, for example. You're looking
Right.
for like a working class neighborhood.
Gotcha. So maybe that would be on the market. No. Ownership info. Usually I like to do.
There you go. Absentee owner location. You see where it says all, it says, yeah, there you go.
All right. Let's do out of state. Or does it matter? I'd say out of state. Well, let's see how granular. I do like to put valuation, estimated value. I think anything under 600,000. So let's say 300,000, 200,000 up to 600,000. Estimated equity. So I want to make sure they have $200,000 equity. They have at least 50% loan to value. Okay, so I put in some requirements. You could kind of figure it out and kind of play around with it. And then off that, there are 17 properties within this area. 7 are in foreclosure. So I pretty much narrowed it. Let me see if I take this out. And just put Silver Spring, Maryland, like Chad's recommended. 43, still pretty, not enough to kind of filter. I kind of like to go through a few hundred when I'm
Yeah,
prospecting.
you're gonna have to remove some of your requirements,
Got it.
either the equity or something else.
Yeah. Yeah, out of state, I don't care. Valuation.
Yeah, see the out of state, when you added the local people, you ended up with 216.
Got it. And now I'm at 5,000 because I deleted the loan to value ratio. So I want to make sure that they have a loan or they actually 0 to max 50%. So they don't own too much. So 5,000, holy cow, that's a lot. Oh, mortgage info. There we go.
Find us a house, Nicholas.
I will. I
Come
will.
on.
I will. Find us.
Can you explain why you want the 0 to 50 LT loan to value and the 200 in equity?
So I want to make sure that yeah, I guess that those are two counterbalancing parameters. I would probably use either or. I think the loan balance, I want to make sure that they're not underwater. I want to make sure that these guys have a lot of equity, almost cash, where they're able to make a profit and you're able to do something with it.
Or just for a
So-
newbie?
Yeah,
Go ahead. If they have equity in the house, what you're saying is they're willing to take a lower price because their loan balance is low. What's the rationale for that? Just want to understand.
That's exactly right. You just said it. If they have less of a mortgage, they're more incentivized to take a lower offer,
Okay.
mhm.
right? Because if you own it free and clear, it's a lot easier to sell than if you have a high mortgage balance. That is your upper limit or your lower limit. So you can't go under the loan, or else you're not going to make money.
Well, I will say you could make money if you did creative financing. So you would pull these lists differently. And if you have somebody that has a high loan to value, but they have a 2% loan, then your pitch to them is different. Let me just assume your loan. And but I keep saying Rob, but he's telling me about his deals. Rob right now has a couple that he's working on that it's that exact situation where they need, $20,000 to get it out of, we won't say foreclosure, but that pre-foreclosure piece to it. So he's, putting in a little bit of money and then the rest of it, then he's just assuming the loan.
That's
And buying
exactly
assets
it.
that
Yeah,
way.
and that's creative financing, and that's a whole nother thing. And you're right; those are awesome ways to provide value. Is because right now you're not only trying to buy the property, you're trying to buy the mortgage.
Yes, you
Buy
want
the-
the mortgage.
So,
Mhm.
and that kind of kicks Sharia out of the picture, the lender out of the picture in some cases, because you have to cover the difference in cash or syndicate the money by fundraising, right?
Mhm.
You have to raise the balance. If they're looking to sell it for 300, their loan balance is 200. You have to get that $100,000 gap financing.
Well, you may not necessarily. They may be ready to walk away and they give you,
Right.
they may say, hey, and give me $10,000 and I'll walk away.
That's completely right. And I narrowed it down to 598. So Chad, we got a list for you, 500 people to call.
All right.
That have equity in their property in Silver Spring, Maryland. And maybe we could even narrow this down a little bit more. So something like PropStream is great. And what I did was narrow it down by zip code, but also I wanted to make sure that they have at least $200,000 of equity. And I didn't put any other requirements. And it's not absentee owner, but it's a rental property, so they're not living in it currently. So it's a good list. It takes a lot of time. So I'm going to leave it open. We're 15 minutes over, but I'm going to be here for another 15 minutes if you want to chat. Cherie, I really appreciate you being on. It was really good to hear your insights on the off-market stuff. If you haven't downloaded or subscribed to Investor Lift, I think that this is where the wholesalers are putting their deals on. And you could kind of see if we're looking in Virginia. Virginia's all the way down here. They've got a few deals, mainly in Virginia Beach. And if you zoom in a little bit more, they've got two here. And they kind of come and go very quickly. So there's one in Arlington and one in Fairfax. Also, if you're in the MLS, look at short sale. Look at short sales. That's a great way to get a house at a discount. I was looking for a client and there was like a short sale. So it could be listed for, everybody know what a short sale is? The properties, that means that oh, thanks, Wes. They owe more than what it's worth. So I had a client that owned bought a property. They owed $1 million. And I think we got it for like 600 something thousand because the bank was able to take a discount. So just because it was listed, and I think it was listed online for like 700,000. So we got it for below what they were marketing for, and we negotiated. It's called a short sale approval, where the bank is saying, "Hey, I'll take a loss. Just give me the cash, and I'll run with it." Some short sales take a little bit longer. My partner, one of our partners, Ray, who's great at short sales, is in a 3-year deal with an owner trying to get a payoff. So
Nick is going to stick around for a few minutes. I'm actually headed to my next meeting, but if you would like to have a one-on-one conversation, just hit me up. I've just provided my information in the chat, and looking forward to seeing everybody next month. By which time, well, we'll be in the middle of May. I think we're going to know whether we are solidly into stage 2, as I described before, which is that stage where the early adopters are in, because rates may not be where they want them, but they believe that rates will be, and they will believe that that's going to happen soon enough that they ought to get in now before purchasing conditions become more adverse. So before it becomes harder. I think that I feel like I'm telling you that we're into that stage as of now, mid-April. I will know for sure by mid-May, and that's my prediction. Is that I'll report to you, holy moly, we're in stage 2 big time. We might even be headed to 3 sooner than I realized. So looking forward to that opportunity to share market update next month. See you guys.
thanks, Carlos, and thank you, everybody. Keep tuned. Hopefully, we'll have it in person next month. I really wanted to do it this month, but it just didn't happen. And Cherie, if you wanted to talk offline, we could talk about, helping us out with future meetings. I know you were inquiring previously.
Yeah, sure. You want me to call you tomorrow? You want me to get on your Calendly link?
Yeah, let's see. Tomorrow afternoon is pretty good after 12.
Okay. Let's see here. I am back to back. I could do 3:30. No, I could do 3 o'clock. Sorry.
How about Thursday?
Thursday is better. What is this here? Oh, that's not me. Okay. Yeah, Thursday is better. So I can do any time from 12 to 5.
Okay, let's do. I have an ALC meeting, so let's do 2:30.
2:30. Okay. And you want me to send you a meeting invite?
I gotcha. I already sent one.
Oh, okay, so you got my email.
Yep, got it.
Okay. So yeah, if you just send me the meeting invite then please.
Cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
we're in.
So you're seeing an activity pick up on your end?
You know what? It's starting to. We have become more competitive with our rates and our terms, so that's been exciting. And because of my past life, like I said, I help people raise capital and things like that. I'm starting to get more complex calls now with regards to, hey, we're trying to do this kind of structure and things like that. So that's been exciting. And then I've also helped people write grants as well. So I'm
That's
starting
right.
to, add stuff in from my former life that, just not your average hard money lender out here. So,
Sweet. That's great. Good to have
yeah.
connections.
Yeah. So the community block development grants are really good. And, obviously these things are for experienced developers and rehabbers, but there may be some people here who, can get a property and partner with people who are
I think
experienced.
so. If you have the
Mhm.
stamina and
Mhm.
they got the experience, it's a good pair.
Yeah. So we could definitely talk more about that tomorrow as well. Or Thursday. Sorry, Thursday.
Thursday. Yep.
Yep. Okay, well, I got to call an investor before it gets too late. So
Well,
thanks so much for the
joining.
meeting. I have to admit, I really like you guys doing it online, even though I would come in person.
I want to do it in person, and Carlos is like, the numbers aren't there for the sign
Oh,
up. And then
I know because you've all like for the past couple of months have changed it, and I'm like, okay, because it takes me an hour and a half to get to DC and
wow.
then parking and things like that.
I
But I'm like,
know.
but
That's
I
why
would come.
The Sunday one is great. I'm having another daughter in June, so in
Oh,
person would be tough.
congratulations.
Yeah, so I would try to get in beforehand, maybe just September,
Mhm.
on a nice Sunday for a brunch, kind of brunch hours we did.
Well, if you all do Sunday, obviously that's always easier with the
Mhm.
traffic and the parking and things like that. But I would tough it out once a month if you all decided to do it on a Tuesday night. So
Sounds good. Yeah, we should make it a little later, but it's always a toss up.
yeah. So all right. Well, like I said,
All
let
right,
me go. Nice
take
to
care.
see you all.
Yep. Malik, you still here?
Yes.
Hey
Yes.
man, what's going on?
Nothing much. I didn't check my email or my text, and I drove all the way to Upshur Street.
Well, you live close by, no?
Not as far as Cherie, but 30 minutes through
I'm
next
sorry,
door.
man. I hope you listen to some really stellar podcasts.
Yeah. No,
What
it
did
was,
you think of Upshur? Damn, I should have gave you the code.
no. The door was open. So I walked in, didn't hear anything. Place looked nice though. So that
Oh, really? It was open.
yeah.
Yikes! I gotta close that.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
How was it?
But it looked nice. But yeah, sorry for missing the meeting. I wanted to, I know you had texted me ahead of time to,
No, you're good. No,
yeah. What was the website you were on before this one? Was that the MLS? Was that something else
this one or the one before it?
before?
This is here, I'll pull it up. I'm not familiar with it. One of my investors turned me onto it. This one?
Yes, where you were looking at, you were able to filter for all those.
PropStream?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, this is great for, I mean, if you know an area and you want a number, The only downside is it's $100 per month.
Ah,
But if you have some addresses, like you see a distressed property, sometimes my developers just hey man, inquire about this one, inquire about this one.
mm-hmm.
And I could have my virtual assistant look it up in
Okay.
PropStream. It's only 12 cents. I use Bin Verified, but that's for phone numbers and search skip tracing. For this, you could find like distressed properties. Like
Gotcha.
if you're looking into 0002.
That zip code you were just in, that's very close to where I grew up, actually.
Oh
which
yeah.
is funny. Yeah.
So you would know that area a lot better than I do, and you would see like because I think I did. There's a lot of less
Dad, yeah.
the property value. So if I filter, so if I was prospecting for good properties, I would include townhomes. I would want bedrooms. I would want square footage. Want value. Probably the other way around. Yeah, it's a really cool tool, and I do pull properties and prospect around. Like if I get multiple offers, or sometimes I just go block by block because I think you could. And it's pretty cool. You could. It gives you the estimated value, estimated equity
Mm.
of the property, and mailing address. It gives you comps, so average sales price 1.3, their values at 888, one mortgage 619. Then you have your rehab calculator. They've owned it for 25 years, 1,900 square feet. It's a really good tool. More than you could tag it and then you call. So the whole thing is that you could add to the list and then get the phone number from here as well.
Oh, wow. Nice. If you're doing, yeah, I think if you're doing like consistent volume in sales or transaction, trading, yeah, this wouldn't be. This would make sense. Or if you work, directly in the industry full time.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, if you got a property. I still feel so bad that you went there. I'm like, should I texted you?
No, it's fine. I got a text from somebody. I didn't have the number saved though.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah, and I just texted you back saying, "Hey, is this Nick?"
Yeah, I saw that coming in.
How do you say your last name?
Despotidis.
Despotidis. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No worries, man. It's all good.
'Cause I called everybody.
Yeah. Don't
I
worry
know.
about it, man. Shit happens.
I still feel super bad. I hope you listen to a good podcast. Like I said, sometimes I'm stuck in traffic and I like just tune in.
Yeah. What did I listen to? No, it was today was music. I usually do my podcasts in the morning.
True that. True that.
And
True
then something
that.
relaxing in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like you're tapped out.
Yeah, I don't need any more. I guess I don't need any more information and thinking. I want to just like relax. Plus, I was kind of in my groove while driving. It's actually so Upshur is not far from the 2-unit property.
It's not. It's so close.
Yeah.
I sent it to 2 of my clients. One that's looking at Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them as a business, and the other as they would live in one, rent out another. I just signed a listing on T Street for 1.25. It's a 2-unit standalone building.
Okay.
Are you getting I mean, what are the showings like? Is it?
Not great. I
Yeah.
think we're actually I advised my dad like what now would be almost like 9 months ago that he should pivot to rental because it didn't move in like the first 3 months. And he was a little hesitant, but I think he's finally coming around. So if nothing happens by the end of this month, we'll list it for rent probably in a couple weeks, and then we'll see what we get.
How much? How many bedrooms?
I think there one is 3, one is 2. But the one with 2, what happened was one of the bedrooms in the basement doesn't have like a large enough egress window, so
Mm,
it's big enough to be a bedroom. It has a closet, all that, but legally it's not listed as one.
yeah. Yeah, you probably get like three grand for surprisingly sometimes more depending on the amenities.
Yeah, we're hoping we're gonna be able to get like a pretty high end renter in there for both sides. So it'll cash flow, and that'll be nice. So stop the bleeding, and then we can take our time with the condo conversion, and then come back whenever the market heats up again. However long that takes.
I'd recommend contacting her. She could do a short-term 30-day. She could give you numbers on if you do it as the Airbnb. She manages it. You would make, say 200 a night or 300 a night.
Okay.
300 a night for each unit. That's $600, and it'd be 50. Let's say 50% occupied.
Mhm.
So that's 15 days. So that's 9 grand. And then she would take probably 20%. So it's 7,200. I don't know what our fee is. But I'm sending you. So, and then the benefit to that is twofold. You don't go into TOPA issues
Mhm.
once you try to sell it, tenant rights. when you
Yeah,
sell it.
familiar.
And also they treat the unit very nicely, and you're already kind of built like that, and you incur less costs, and you could sell it whenever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So a lot of my clients, even big developers, because she markets on like June Homes and all these other aggregate websites. So have a conversation with her. Say I referred you. I am a huge advocate of her because she maximizes the profit, and then she could also tell you would it make sense
Mm-hmm.
to go from rentals. But a lot of people do it in that area because you weren't on it, but a lot of people are renovating their homes. So they need a 30, 60, 90-day stay while their place is being renovated.
Yeah. True.
Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, we launched 327, gorgeous, really nice price. Got 12 people through the open house this weekend, but
Nice.
very little. Very little very little realtor engagement. So
Okay. Gotcha.
it's just the location of Petworth is just suffering.
Yes. That's what Michael was telling me about our property, that he thinks that the location, it's yeah.
Even Columbia Heights is suffering. People want U Street, they want Shaw, they want Logan, they want Northwest, like Cleveland Park.
Oh yeah, Cleveland Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Silver Spring. It's the first to get hit, or the last to get hit in DC, but the first to recover. But these areas that are not prime DC are
Mhm.
the last to pick up. So Petworth is just not as hot as 2 years ago.
Right. Gotcha. What was I was like listening to some like the veteran real estate agents. They always have like these wise words about the trend of the market. I didn't miss what what's his name? Carlos, yeah, was saying about the his, I guess, that big picture trend concept about the market. He said something about a phase 2.
Yeah, so there are 3 phases. One, when people it's like early adapters.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that see the trends before they happen. They act quicker than the normal person. They understand that prices are down and they act now. The phase two are people that say, oh, wait, you know, people are getting houses, they're getting seller credit. You know, we're getting higher rates, but we could refinance. And the third wave is, you know, it's bidding wars. You're already too late. So we're kind of almost in phase two, where a lot of the properties like in Silver Spring are getting outbid. So you're almost too late. But some parts of DC, like your property, you're able to negotiate a pretty good deal, I would say, right? In your eyes, you're like giving it away. And the consumer's eyes are like, yes, I'm getting such a deal.
Right, right.
It's unfortunate, but that's the phase we're in. Is kind of, you know, what are the windows where we could kind of get a property for a discount.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. No, I appreciate the time. I'll do a better job of checking on the status of the meeting beforehand, but whenever the next one is, I'll definitely be there.
Next month, yeah, it'll be virtual probably. I'm having my, like I said, the second kid, so
Yes.
trying to maintain.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, let me know what's in your buy box if you guys are looking, or actually contact Charlotte. That's a good next step for you.
Yeah.
Contact Charlotte. Let me know what you think about that, because
Okay.
I want to know if that's a good option for you.
Okay. Will do. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Take it easy.